Brian, why don't you tell us about Austin Barber, the offensive tackle from Florida?
Yeah, Barber. It was interesting because as I was watching him play, and I was to that point where I was like, God, this guy's a good athlete. I felt like. I think there's some light-footed play to this guy.
Sure.
He's 6'7", he's 318, and you were thinking like, okay, well, this is good. I'm watching him against Texas A&M, watching him against Georgia, people like that. He does do a good job with Florida getting away from the line of scrimmage. Now, where he struggles once again is the power stuff. He's going to get knocked back in his set. You will see him get rocked on his heels when people want to do that to him. He could stay in front of his guy if it goes wide. Howell from Texas A&M took him on a spin move inside, so he's so outside conscious playing against A&M. Howell's wearing him out. I mean, he's up the field. And then what does Howell do? Howell takes him, gets all his weight on his outside foot, and then spins him back inside. And he just doesn't have the power to slam the door when that's the case. So what you're dealing with right now is a guy who gets a little bit narrow-based when he run blocks. He struggles to get some push. He could be a step slow getting in position on that second-level block. His calling card is going to be his athletic ability. He ran very well at the combine. He's a 5'1", 40, with the movement stuff. Everything about that was super, super positive. And if you play him in a scheme that allows him to play with movement, he's got a chance. But I think the power is going to give him problems. And if you know me, you know that I struggle with guys like this. I struggle with these tall, long guys that don't play with a lot of power, but they're pretty good athletes. So I have him in the 5th round here. I did not. I've got him up top of the guys like Bell and World and guys like that. I know those are kind of like maybe others for you, maybe guys that are going to go down the list. But I have him in the top of the 5th round there. I just feel like, though, the athletic numbers are going to be good. The way he moves is going to be good. The power's always, I think, going to give him a problem. For a tall, long guy, I think it's going to be hard for him to get stronger because of how long-limbed and stuff he is. But the movement stuff is pretty good.
I could tell you didn't like him because he gets bumped around a
He
lot. He doesn't have a strong base.
No,
he ends up on the ground.
No.
I know you didn't like that at all,
No,
Brian. And
no.
I'm right there with you. I got a 4 on him, but
Okay.
this is kind of where I'm at with it. And I think we need to watch some more tackles. I'm looking at my tackle board right now. And, sometimes if we're thin somewhere, we'll just load up there. We've only watched like 11 guys.
Yeah.
And they're kind of all over my board right now. I thought he was closer to Miller and Tiernan than he was World and Bell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Miller
Yeah.
and Tiernan are on my top of the 4th.
Yeah.
I've got Davis in there as well, who you didn't really like.
J.C. Davis?
J.C. Davis.
See, I got Davis as a guard.
Okay.
In the 3rd round for me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, but you got me the 3rd as a guard. Okay, so we're good there. The thing, like I say, with Barber, I could see him being right there I think Miller, the reason I liked Miller is he's made as many starts as he did, but I do see a little bit better of when somebody were to take him inside that he was able to get over. The Tiernan guy from Northwestern, I might have him too high.
Well, see, this the problem, though. I do think Tiernan is much better than World and Bell.
I do too, but
he's just clearly worse than Miller and Barber. So how I got it is World and Bell are 5s right now.
So you had Barber and Miller above him,
Watch this. 3rd round, low move. Skip all the way to 4th.
Yeah.
Then I got Miller, Barber, Tiernan. Skip to 5. Then I got World, Bell. Now,
this is a wild group to evaluate.
I know. I assume that the more tackles we watch, I think World and Bell are going to end up in the extras.
Yeah.
And then maybe that's when Barber, Tiernan fall down to the 4th.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. I've got them right now. I've got those guys in the 4th.
And they talking about Miller going 1st round, Brian.
Well, if you went back and put these guys in with previous drafts, there might be guys that we have in the second round that might be fourth round guys, and guys in the fourth round that might be others.
Yeah.
If you really want to be honest, where the one that gets me is the Freeling from Georgia.
Monroe.
That's the Monroe Freeling. That's the one that, man, everybody's talking about him as being this first round pick. He probably will be. Man, I can't see that right now. But then again, I get blinded by these guys that tend to not play with a whole lot of power, and maybe I should be thinking about Lumo that way. I do have the Arizona State tackle above him and Proctor. Those guys, you know, man, this would be, if you had to pick an offensive tackle in this draft, other than in my opinion, Malinois from Miami, maybe Proctor from Alabama,
Get him early.
Arizona State. I think you're really throwing the dice for sure.
Get him early if you
Yeah.
can, though, Brian.